Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Happy Friday! All the way from Ligonier, Pennsylvania. Who's on here with me today? Where are you guys watching from? It is Sonia from Junk Monkey Paint Company, doing a little bit of blending. Oh, you can even see Caitlin in the background back there. Look, say hey, Caitlin. She's like, heck no. What? I didn't want to be in on this video. She's like, no! That's okay, girl. I'll twist you a little bit. No worries, we can make it work. How's everybody doing out there? Okay, Facebook will hopefully let me talk to you guys today. So say hello. Oh, good, Pam. Thank you for saying hey. Now I know that it's actually working. Linda, hello from Chowchilla. I swear to God, Linda, I looked at that and I thought you actually wrote in the comment something about bow chicka wow wow, okay? Because I saw that you just saw that I posted that Christmas beard. Like, did you not see that? Who glitters their beard and hangs Christmas bulbs and puts a star on their forehead? Seriously, like, if you need to go check that out, okay? So, no, Matt will not be sporting that, Linda, okay? No bow chicka wow wow beard, glitter beard. Forget that, all right? Hey, Ravonda, Andrea, Cindy! You're working on Junk Monkey right now. Girl, you know what? We can Junk Monkey together. Because here's the deal. Can you kind of see this piece behind me? It's funny. If I stand in the middle, you can see this side over here is all, like, glazed and blended and yumminess. And then over here, it's more of a classic distressed, right? Which is probably a good tutorial for you guys to know the difference. Like when you add glaze, you get these sorts of effects, right? So it's considered to antique it and add patina and make it all yummified, okay? That's a word on here that we're gonna create called yummified. And right here, this is just the Ice Baby color that we have, okay? So, oh, you're at your brother's, Linda. Very nice. So this color here is like a baby blue. Who remembers when I painted this hutch just a couple weeks ago on Home Talk, and I left it with the baby blue, did a little distressing, that was it. But I felt like it really needed something, okay? And this week I worked on that really other nice buffet that I really liked how I did all the blends. I don't use water to do my blending. I use my own personal technique with glazes. And I know a lot of you guys have reached out and said, oh, can you teach us some more how to use that? So I figured I'd save this last piece right here just for you guys, okay? So kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. So remember, this side right here is just paint. Distressing, okay? That's all you gotta do, use a sand pad, whatever. And then over on the other side and the bottom, can you guys see that? Hopefully it's showing up okay. Let me see here. It is all the way to the bottom. I mean, absolutely gorgeous, completely yummified. I've got the sides done. All I have left to do is this one panel and then the top, okay? So I'm gonna show you how I take it from looking like, let's dance with me, light. Let's look at how I take it from that to this, okay? Does that sound good? How are ya? Oh, hey, thank you, Jennifer. This is so easy. You guys can do it too. So all I've done, okay, let me just tell you, I'll show you the other buffet after that I did so you can kind of see the difference of how, like, when you pick your colors for your base, how it impacts the feel of it all over, all right? Thank you guys for sharing. That is so kind of you. I really appreciate that. So the other one I use, Stormy Forest, which is our, like, a bit of a darker blue, okay? It's a bluish green kind of color. This is Ice Baby, which is really just a pale blue. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna create tones that come together that look a little bit lighter, okay? So if you want it to look a little bit more meaty, a little more darker, a little bit more decrepit, you wanna intensify your base color, okay? That's gonna be one of the keys, all right? But really, really easy. I'll walk you through it, and it's so easy. Is the door behind the hutch Bahama Jade? Yes, I painted that years ago when I opened my shop up, and it stays with me, right? It stays with me. So what I'm doing right now is, you guys know I fell in love with these brushes. This is actually supposed to be a brush that you use to put wax on. Like seriously, you put your wax on and you like really, you know, you're supposed to push it into the pores and buff it, but I'm not a wax girl. So I kind of stumbled on this when I decided to make use of it, because I make use of everything. And I thought, you know what? I love how it's round. I love how I can like use it to create blends, right? So when I do these style blends, this is the best way to think about it too, is, you know how the moon is usually bright in the center, and then it has like all the, you know, the clouds and the light through the clouds around it. It's still lighter in the darkness showing up, but it's not as bright as the moon in the center. So when you're thinking about blending, Kayla Reed from Newfoundland, oh girl, how are you? Nice to see somebody on here from my home province. So what I encourage you guys to think about is leaving the brighter spot in the middle and then starting to do your darkening, okay? So I'm using our new teal glaze, okay? I call it my like highlighting patina because who doesn't love teal? And you can kind of already start to see the difference right here, okay? But anyway, what it does is it's just kind of, glaze is not a paint. So glaze is meant to sit on top of paint, and it's kind of like if you were to look at your paint wearing sunglasses, okay? So you put brown on over top of a color to really make it look just like really tea bag stained, okay? It's probably the best way to describe it. Black is awesome. It's another dramatic effect. Goes really, really nice with grays, right? Right here, this is the teal color, so I'm trying to do this really cool color blend, so I'm not afraid to use teal, especially when I'm trying to create pieces like this. And I have to tell you, this is like the second one I've done this week, and I feel, maybe it's just because I always wanted to be a mermaid growing up and I grew up on an island, I don't know. But I'm just going to call this my mermaid series, okay? So we know what's going down. So you guys know when I talk about like my mermaid blend, this is what I'm talking about. Blues, yellows, and then using the teal glaze and the browns, okay? Are you going to be adding more colors of glaze? We have a black, we have a brown, which are great for darkening and antiquing, and then we have a teal. And just because you asked, there might be one more coming out, okay? So stay tuned for that one. But I got to show you how to use it so that way you know what the heck, how you kind of use them all. So this is a teal one. Awesome for getting that mermaid blend, okay? It's just a new term we came up with. So what I'm going to do is just basically trace out the edges, okay? The edges just like you would with a coloring book and go all around. It's okay if they start to overlap something that you already did. I promise it all blends together at the very end, okay? So I've put a ring in the inside. I put a ring on the outside of the door as well, okay? That's all I've got to do. All right, next I'm going to move on to my brown. So this is our brown right here. It goes a long way. I started to say that glaze is not paint. It actually sits on top of paint, and it's considered this big fancy word called a translucent medium. It's a medium that you can see through, but it also glides on over your paint, okay? So I can take my brown, and now I want to stick closer to the edges, okay? Because I want the edges to be darker. So this will go a long ways, especially if you use your glaze in this manner, which is instead of going all over, which that's a total other effect, you could do that, but this is just me putting in my blend brush and darkening the edges, right? Kelly, this is, I'll put my brush link up again when I'm done here, but last night after I did my home talk video, I took the time to go and find all the links. So if you actually go to my Facebook page when you're done here, and you'll see a link, probably just a couple posts down, and I have links to like my favorite poly brush, everything, my Chalk Couture books that I store it in, yeah, my favorite poly, my favorite blend brush, all those things you'll find there, girl. So that will really help you out. All right, so that's what I've done. And so after I do that, I also like to just put a few strokes and just kind of like get off any brown that's left on my brush. So I've got peekaboos of three different colors coming through right now, right? And that's how you get that weathered look. So, but I'm not trying to like really, really put a lot on. I'm just pushing off what's left on my brush, okay? So you can kind of see the rings starting to really, really come together. You got to practice having a lighter hand. Yeah, Linda. Comes with practice, that's for sure. That's for sure. But that comes with anything. You think about anybody out there that is like even in sports or somebody that you look up to, whether it's acting, sports, you name it. They didn't just wake up and be like, man, I am so good at shooting baskets. They went in their backyard every day and probably practiced and shot baskets or whatever it is, their sport. I mean, okay, I'm Canadian, so I'm going to think hockey. I mean, the greatest hockey players, they came home every day from school. They probably practiced on ponds or in their backyard, or, you know, their parents created actual rinks for them, mini rinks in their backyard. And so that's the same sort of thing. When you do painting, you begin to, the more practice you get and kind of seeing how the colors come together, you begin to kind of go to your favorite colors, and you just get more experience with them, right? So that's anything. So don't beat yourself up. So that was the teal glaze, and then that was the brown glaze. The next thing I'm going to do is grab my shabby chip brush, right? Because there's always a place for the shabby chip brush. And this is a color called Midnight Blue, and it's just a really dark navy, okay? That's all it is. So now what I'm going to do is darken in some edges even more. And like I say, teals and blues, greens, they go so good together. So I don't want a ton on my brush, but what I am going to do, and you can use your fingers if you feel like you get it on too heavy, because this kind of all comes together in layers, right? That's how you get the overall kind of blurred, weathered effect. And you don't have to use a spray bottle with water and wait days in between all the steps. I'm somebody who, if I'm gonna like spend my evening painting, I don't want to have to spray this all down with water and then wait till tomorrow to come back and make a mess. I just want to do it today and get it all done, right? So I can take this outside and take pictures and stuff, right? So easy, so easy. Charisse, hopefully I said your name right. It is Ice Ice Baby. Okay, so I've kind of did the darkening in there. Remember, I always say treat each piece of your furniture as a piece of that puzzle. So before I get carried away on everything, like you just saw, this was the last component. That's the part I'm going to paint right now, right? So I am just going to treat this door as an individual door, and that's how you're going to make each piece of your furniture. Like, you know, especially if you have a piece that has some really cool detail. Like this has 3 doors in the front of it, right? So let's play that up. And again, I'm just kind of going to put it in a frame. So I'm taking that navy on my shabby chip brush, and I'm just very, very gently pulling down and carrying it along. I can hear the Christmas music outside. Can you guys hear that? I swear to God, I have my business in a town that is like, I don't know, Santa should live here. I think Santa probably does have an apartment here because it is so festive. It's awesome. So again, I'm just tracing out those parts, adding a little bit more of now our navy. You could do this with black, but especially if you like this Mermaid Blend, go with the navy. I think you'll like that better. And then I'm going to do a few swipes with my brush just to get a little bit more of that navy that's off. I'm not trying to put a whole lot on here, but just kind of shaking it off. Shake it off. All right, there we go, right? So that's kind of the first layer. So now the next thing I'm going to do is add some yellow. So yellow is a highlighter. So yellow is going to make it pop. So this is our sunshine yellow. Who's not afraid to work with yellow? Kayla, I am from Lassie, Newfoundland. Lassie, Newfoundland on the Beirut Peninsula. All right, let's see here. So we're going to put some yellow in here. I'm going to actually start putting some yellow on my edges just to kind of get a little bit off my brush. You don't need a whole lot, but what's going to start to happen is we're starting to add some little peekaboos. It makes this piece so much more interesting. And again, I'm working just in that frame part. And then whatever else I've got left on my brush, I'm going to add that to the center and around. Okay, just kind of shake it off the brush again. So when you get to this part, you can kind of start singing the Taylor Swift, shake it off, you know what I'm saying? All right, that's all you got to do. Sonia said to shake it off. So all you got to do, shake it off right there. Already it's starting to look really, really cool. So I can go back to some of my navy as well, because just like I put that yellow on the edging, I can make this look a little bit more decrepit by adding a little bit more of the navy. And I'm doing this right now by just kind of like taking my brush on an angle, catching the edge with it, and really making this framed part of the piece of furniture pop. So that looks really cool. Let's get some of the bottom down there again. Cool. And again, just do a few swipes to get off your brush. So what's going to happen is now when I do my next layer of glaze, any of that dark that's there, it's going to mellow it out, because remember, glaze sits on top of your paint, right? So it's already going to make it seem a little bit more yummy. So these are the same colors that I'm using, but I'm just building it in layers. So I'm going to go back to my teal glaze again. Hey, Judy. And now I'm going to do the very same thing. Except this time I'm going to go all over it, because it'll really mellow out those colors. And glaze doesn't set up very, very quick. So it stays, at least our glaze does, it stays wet for a while, right? So you're able to move it around, and it's gonna sit on top of those yellows, and you're gonna start to see just how pretty all those colors are coming together, and they're just blending down really, really nice. Okay, we're blending. That's pretty. And now I think I need some brown, right? I need some brown to make it, again, more decrepit. So you look over here, still a little light over here, but watch what happens when we're going to go ahead and add some more of the brown glaze. So again, I don't want a whole lot. What do you guys think? Are you seeing it blend in and pull together? And again, we'll just do a few swipes through the center to just kind of like bring some of that brown in. So I love how that's blending together so, so nice. And now let's just go stick with our same colors again. And we're going to go ahead and take out the navy again. Just to make it more vibrant in some places. How pretty that looks. Love it. Love it. So I can darken up some areas if I want to. I'm kind of standing, this is where I take a look back and I look at the other side to make sure it's all kind of like matching up, because you don't want one piece to look a little bit different than the others, right? Unless that's the kind of look you're going for. So I'm just kind of standing back. I'm going to add a little bit more of the yellow into that part. Actually, that's not even yellow. It would help if I took yellow. Switch that up. Stand back. So basically, the glazes are really doing the work for you, right? Because they're staying wet enough, long enough, so that you can do your thing. And then you can just kind of play with it and have fun with it and see how many layers you want to do. But I would just pick a couple colors, nothing too crazy. Kind of stand back and look at that. See where I want to get it. And just keep playing with it. So I'm determined to finish this piece up today. And then I'm going to haul it outside and I'm going to take a picture. Are you going to do anything to bring out the detail? No, but you can if you want to. You could definitely trace out, like if you have a small brush, if you want to do that. So I'm just going to let this dry, and then I'm probably going to do a little bit of actual distressing on the edges a little bit more, because I've kind of done it over here. Can you see like this right here? So what will happen is this will set up, and I'll do a little distressing like with a sand block once this dries, because remember, your colors always dry darker as well. Let's see here. Let's take this off. Let's see. Who wants to go for a ride? All right. Bear with me here. Where are we to? Yay! So there we go. What do you guys think? You like it? How pretty was that, right? So you see the darkening that's going down. I'm making everything pop. I love the fact that the actual key was with this piece, which is like so awesome. And then, you know, you just kind of like work. So here's the sides of it. Can you kind of see how I darkened it, made it look dark in all these sections? So treat each section. You can go as dark as you want with it. But for me, I just wanted to change it up a little bit, right? I just didn't want it to be entirely one color. So like I say, I call this like maybe my mermaid effect, okay? Only because it reminds me of mermaid scales. And there's the side over there. Yay! Who saw my home talk last night? I actually showed you guys how to do a really cool blend. And I'll show with you guys. Is this squished to you? It might be squished to you. Is it this way? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, look at that, right? So anyway, hopefully you guys can really see it. Let me even open my door here a little bit more so you can see the light on it. But I'm going to take it outside and do it and take a really cool picture so you guys can see it in the daylight. It is the bee's knees. And so remember, the colors that I used was my Ice Baby, and then I used the teal and the brown to glaze it and to keep blending those colors together on top of the dried Ice Baby. And then I used my navy and my sunshine yellow to bring it together, right? So you pick your base color, and then this is this very same step that I did. I'll show you in the buffet as well, okay? So real quick, this is the buffet. Let me just move some of this, some of my packages on the floor. We're packing and shipping. So can you see it here? Whoops. So can you see this one? This one is a little bit darker because this has a stormy forest background. This one over here, again, remember, has a Ice Baby. So it changes up, exact same procedure, except it changes the base to look a little bit lighter or a little bit darker, right? So you can kind of pick whichever you like. So this was my, I have to show you guys real quick. This was the table I did last night on Home Talk. Just had a chance to take it outside and to do a quick photography session with it. I put my bee in my chair, oops, somebody was calling me. Found this old table, and doesn't even have a drawer. That's okay, I still love it. And it was completely all brown. So last night, if you want to go to my page and you kind of want to get inspired to do this effect, I showed you how I kind of like make the planks stand out and did this weathered effect. And you know what? The chair didn't even go with it, but you know what? We made it work, right? So it's painted black, the same black velvet that's actually on the base. And so I think it looks really, really cool. What do you guys think? Do you love it? I love it. I love it. All right, so I am going to pop off of here. I've got to, Caitlin doesn't know it yet, but I need her help to like get this piece outside. Luckily, it's not too heavy, but I think we said it was like maybe 1920s, and so it'll be really, really nice. It'll be really, really cool. Somebody will love it. Somebody will absolutely love it. So I'm going to take a picture of it and post it, but I wanted to share with you guys as I finished up that last section to show you that it doesn't have to take days to do a piece like that. You can actually do it quite quick. And just devote an evening to it, right? But you kind of want to do it like I would do it in the same setting, so you kind of keep with the same brush flow and the same brush marks, because if I was working on this piece yesterday and then today when I came in, but if I had let it sit for a while, sometimes it's hard to like remember like the layers that you went through and get that same brush strokes. And so I would just encourage you that you can knock this out in a couple hours. So easy, and there is no waiting overnight for like water to dry and blending and all that fine stuff. Just use glaze and just use it to darken and have fun with it, right? Yes, Marie, I used the, I used the glaze on top of the paint. Yep. Whew, I'm out of breath, man. All right, so I'm going to go take some really nice pictures of this so you can really, really see kind of the impact of the colors. But hopefully this has inspired somebody to do some different effects, right? Oh, I got to tell you guys something because I almost forgot to tell you. So you guys know that I have a coaching group behind the scenes, right? Chris, I'm going to poly it. So I have a coaching group behind the scenes where I teach other creatives, especially like kind of like, you know, DIYers, makers, to really grow their business. That's something I love to do. So I wanted to let you guys know that I've changed my club up just a little bit. It's currently closed, but it's going to reopen on December 22nd, my birthday. Happy birthday to me and you, because I am going to morph it in not to just a coaching club, but a create and coaching club, okay? That means it is a private Facebook group behind the scenes where I paint every week with people that just kind of want to get a little bit closer to me, to have a little bit closer one-on-one access to me. On our big page here, of course, we have over 40,000 people, but in our club, you know, you just have a much more, you're just much more easily accessible. We paint live together. You guys know each week, you know, what we're going to be painting, so you too can get the tools, get the colors, or at least just watch and so you know, right? So you can do different effects. So what's going to happen is every week, not only am I going to coach and kind of share with people ideas and ways to share to grow their business and to take it from a hobby to a business. And you know, sometimes we're just great creatives, but we just don't know how to market ourselves, or vice versa. You know what, we got it down pat in terms of, you know, how to market, but you know what, you just need to get better at creating, or just really hone in on your paint techniques. So it's going to be a paint club. It's going to be a create and coach club. So it's $22 a month. It's a monthly membership, and you can stay in as long as you want. You totally manage your own access to it. It's done through PayPal. So if you guys want the link to sign up, which it will open on December the 22nd, you would just go to styleshabby.com and what did I call it? Coaching. You can click coaching, okay, and it's right there. So again, that's something new that I'm going to be offering in the new year for all of those of you that just kind of want to learn some different techniques, get inspired, and be part of a creative club, because you guys have been asking me for so long. And you guys know that since this week I finally finished up working with kitchen cabinets, now I have that extra time to devote to, like, you know, helping other people that just want to learn just more paint finishes, or just kind of have a club to be a part of where every week you're learning and growing, and it's fun, right? Because it's all like-minded ladies. Maria says, oh yes, you'll have fun with glaze. So glaze, Maria, can go all over a piece and just kind of like put it on, rub it off, go in sections, or like I'm showing you, you can also use it just to darken, because it basically imitates dirt, right? Yes, we live to dust. Do we really? You know, we try to keep dust out of our house, but when you work with glazes, that's what you're basically ultimately recreating. You're recreating the dust and just the oldness, okay, that happens over time. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna pop off of here. I've got a few things to do, guys, but make sure you watch for that link coming up on the 22nd, so you can get in and be part of my coach and create club, because I think it's gonna be super fun. All right, I will talk to you guys soon, okay? Take care. Bye.